Alright, we're back with another game, and it's not looking too good. We're going second, and there's a white stork in the tray, so my opponent's going to grab that. We do have a good forest bird and wetland bird option here. Both of them cost 2 food. There's a fish in the bird here. Bonus card, cavity nests, and multi-habitat birds. So I think we'll go with nest box builder here. Titmouse is on the board for that. Round 1 goal is birds in the forest. Gonna have to look out for some platform nests as well for round 2. I think we'll keep this food spread, worm, wheat, and a fish. My opponent is going to draw a white stork on their first activation, and I will grab that fish out of the bird feeder for mine unless something radical pops up under that white stork. So let's roll with this. It's going to be kind of an uphill battle, I think. We're in a good position with this diver. It has the exact same power as the white stork, but just being able to lay eggs and draw cards is the great power of the white stork. We have to look no further than like Franklin's Gull and Killdeer to know just how powerful drawing cards from the grasslands is, but whether they can capitalize on supporting it adequately is another thing to be discussed here. We'll see how they are able to pull together this white stork engine. So we'll grab our fish here for the black-throated diver, and I think we will throw that down as our next action. That way, should something pop up in the tray, we can just grab cards and have an efficient draw card action. My opponent drew cards, so I wasn't paying attention to what that was. It wasn't too important to me. They wanted that card as well. They've got 4 cards in hand. They could play the white stork, but they don't have any other food or any other birds to support that nest. So we see Eastern Phoebe here in the grasslands, so we're going to be getting some free worms. So it's looking extra bad right now. They got a food gaining bird and a card drawing bird that are going to go in their grasslands. So let's throw down, let's actually draw cards here. We got 6 activations left. There's a white wagtail here. We have scaled quail. Do I want any of these birds? I don't really think I do. None of them are platform nests. None of them are cavity nests. I do have 1 worm, and there is 1 in the tray. I could kind of try to make this a wagtail game. I think I'm just going to do it. Let's try to make the wagtail work. Honey buzzard could go really well with the wagtail. Get a bunch of worms and then use them to play a bird. It is a forest bird as well for the round goal. It is a platform nest, so we'll take that. Black woodpecker is good. Kind of like that as well, but it's expensive and it's slow. Kind of committed to this strategy already. I think I am going to gain a worm on my next activation here. Oh, we get a worm from the Phoebe. That's pretty great. So we can go right for this wagtail. And if we get handed another worm by my opponent, I can throw down this honey buzzard and then lay eggs. And I'm gonna need food for this titmouse. So there's the white stork. Let's lay some eggs here. Actually, let me think about this. Maybe I want to draw cards. I have 4 activations left. Let's draw some more cards and see what we run into. Do I want to try this black woodpecker? It is a cavity nest. Could help out later. Oh my gosh, what a diver pull. Partridge probably isn't going to work out. Ruff is a good bird. Common nightingale is a good bird. Could help solve some food problems here. I don't know that I'm going to have a lot of excess cards laying around for the Ruff. This is quite the dilemma here. I need to get my game up and running. So I think I am going to go with the nightingale. Kind of hurts to leave the Ruff behind, but it is in the tray. So my opponent is going to have to actually take the draw card action here in order to secure the Ruff if they want it. They can't grab it with the stork. And I could use the wheat to play my nightingale. I might play it into the forest. I could gain food. I might discard this woodpecker. I'm sure my opponent is thinking hard about this Ruff here. So they laid eggs and wiped the tray. It didn't take the Ruff. There we got the worm from my opponent. So I think I'm going to hold off on this nightingale. Let's see. 3 activations left. I have to lay eggs. Could play the nightingale. Lay eggs. Gain food. As my 3rd activation. I can guarantee the worm off the nightingale. And I can play the honey buzzard off the wagtail and then try to get worms as well. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's change this to a wheat. And it looks like my opponent is just leveraging this grassland as expected. They're going to want to try to play a bird here. They have 1 worm. Could be a forest bird. They are going to lose an egg to see 3 more cards. And maybe hand out another worm. You know, if they hand out another worm here, they do. I could get this woodpecker down off the wagtail, but I could also get the honey buzzard and get a chance at more worms. It's probably better to throw down the honey buzzard. Nothing too incredible in the tray. So my opponent now is experiencing that traditional weakness of a dedicated white stork engine. They're full up on eggs. They lost out on 1 egg. They got 4 cards in hand and 2 worms, so hopefully this isn't like a tucking bird, but they're really up against their nest capacity. And they could play a forest bird. I have 2 activations left. I need to lay eggs. So do I spend a food on 1 egg? I need all the worms I can get. So I think I'm just going to lay 2 eggs here. And then I'll gain the cherry and the worm out of the bird feeder. I could discard the titmouse, but it is a cavity nest, so maybe I'll keep that. So I'll just gain the cherry Nightingale could hand out a worm to both players. So they're going to hand out cherries to both players. So we got the Phoebe and the Hummingbird. So they're really hammering this grassland, pigeonholing themselves. They're missing out on their points at least. Their next activation they'll be full up on eggs again. So I have one activation left. I will be able to get down the honey buzzard off the wagtail. Let's gain the cherry. Let's gain another worm. I'm sure they'll be happy to see that. Let's throw down our honey buzzard. And let's hope for a good reroll. And we only got one worm, but thankfully that's all we need for the black woodpecker. So we won that round goal. And what do we got in the tray? A lot of good stuff. Some good bombs that we could drop off this wagtail. The warbler could very effectively use the worms gained off European honey buzzard. These bonus card, wood stork is a good bonus card bird. Great egret is a good double bird, double play. Fairly food intensive though. I think I need to grab this hooded warbler just because of the synergy with what I got going on here. Wipe the tray and we will grab the other warbler. I like the Corsican nuthatch. It does line up with Nest Box Builder, and it gives us another bonus card. Double wheat food cost. So the warbler is a guaranteed 8. The nuthatch is a guaranteed 4. We have 0 cavity nests so far. We've got 2 in hand. That would be the third one. So maybe I do go with the nuthatch here. Just for the bonus card synergy, but yeah, I don't know. I will grab it. Then maybe I can pick it up on another draw card action here if my opponent doesn't wipe the tray, which they probably will do. But they could play a bird here. So they took the draw card action. They took the warbler themselves. Interesting. They wanted that warbler. Eurasian sparrowhawk is probably a bird they're going to look at. It's a platform nest, and it doesn't take food. They would have to take the single draw card action again to get it. I think I'm going to play the black woodpecker here. And we're just going to be rolling in food, which is a really good position to be in with a wagtail like this. We're going to have an overabundance of worms, hopefully. And we need to secure worm-eating birds in order to capitalize on that. That sparrowhawk is looking really good. I've already drawn cards this turn, or this round. Probably going to want to gain food here, I think. I would like to grab that wheat. I could re-roll the bird feeder. Scoop up a bunch of worms with my woodpecker, hopefully, and then get a second wheat off my nightingale. Looks like my opponent has taken the lay egg action. And handed out a ton of food, indigo bunting and northern goshawk. So they would really like to have that indigo bunting and probably the goshawk as well. I think I have to draw some cards here. I don't have any eggs, so I can't pick up an extra card. So I'm going to have to choose between the bunting. I'm doing good on food, so I don't need that myself, but I do want to deny it. I'll wipe it off the tray with my diver. I think I will draw this goshawk. And what are we looking at? Storm Petrel could be good, but that would leave Brewer's Blackbird behind for my opponent. I don't know that I want them to have that to continue to develop this grassland, make use of junk cards that they might have in their hand. The Storm Petrel, they're going to have a hard time playing it. They would have to overpay by quite a bit. It would be their wetland bird. I could tuck the Blackbird under the goshawk. Little Bittern pops up. I have 4 activations left. I need to gain a bunch of food here. I need to get down this goshawk and then lay eggs. I could lay an egg on the buzzard and the goshawk. I played house wren, warbler, worm-eating birds with this eastern phoebe. I wonder if they have food web expert. So they have 2 platform nests. So let's gain food here. I might actually need a rat for this goshawk, because I'd like to keep all of these birds, although actually I think Juniper Titmouse can go, because I'm not going to be able to play all these forest birds. So I could gain an extra piece of food here. Or the titmouse could be the second tuck behind the goshawk. So I have 1 wheat. Let's guarantee the second wheat for my Corsican nuthatch. You know what? I could have gained a worm there. Can't really go back, can I? Okay, so I was able to go back to the main menu and come back in and put those dice back in there. The wheat is committed though, but I can grab a rat here, I guess, for some flexibility. I don't need the cherry. Now I can grab these 2 worms with my woodpecker. And I think I will hand out a wheat here for my nuthatch. 4 activations left. I need to lay eggs in order to even play a bird. So I'm going to have to lay eggs twice here, I think. And I may spend an extra food on the 3rd egg. I need 4 eggs in order to play 2 forest birds. So maybe I can spend that rat as well. So my opponent plays Cassin's Finch, good bonus card bird, into their forest. So they're building out their nest space, which is what they really need right now. I need to lay eggs here in order to play more birds. So let's lay eggs like this. Then I will play my northern goshawk and lay eggs again, putting an egg on the goshawk. And my opponent is just going to continue to lay eggs here and draw cards and hopefully hand out some more food, and they did. Amazing. It's always great when you have one of these teal PAB birds, like the wagtail. So 2 activations left. Let's play our goshawk. Tuck this, tuck this. Spin these 2 eggs. And that extra food they're handing us works out great with this bonus conversion here. Lay 3 eggs again, getting an egg on the goshawk. And we will be tying for the round goal. They have a worm and a cherry here. They could play another bird. I doubt it'll be a platform nest bird, but it could be probably a star nest bird. There's another cherry they got, so did they take the gain food action? Nope. They just laid eggs and handed out food, which is incredible. Loading up on cards again. They have 1 activation left, as do we. We have a ton of food. I need to lay eggs here. Let's hand out a cherry. Actually, we're going to be rolling in worms here, theoretically, so let's use a worm. Got our actions covered for our wagtail. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, got 2 forest birds here. So the hooded warbler is actually going to be cannon fodder. So we pick up 2 worms here off the honey buzzard. Now, do I want to play this nuthatch and hope for another bonus card? I'll pick up just 3 more points. I'm going to get a food back on the nuthatch. Nuthatch is a nest box builder bird. I think I will play the nuthatch and gamble a little bit. Passerine. So at least the nuthatch qualifies for that. We're not going to be able to play this warbler. We need 1 more bird there. And let's get a fish for some diversity, although we could use a wheat still. Let's grab that. Looks like we had a bit of a glitch there. I was confused. So we tied there. Ibis is a good bomb. Comes up in the tray for my opponent to grab here if they want it. So they got catbird down here with the white stork. This is going to be... Not too long ago I faced a repeated white stork and it was pretty devastating defeat, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of this repeat. Repeat white stork. I have all this food. Yeah, they did grab the ibis here. So there we have yellowhammer and lesser whitethroat. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. We're going to go all in on these teal powers. This is going to be very interesting. Your Raging Green Woodpecker works really good with total birds for round 4. But the Barrow's Goldeneye will help us pick up some extra eggs. We have so much food, we can force that down. I'm going to need to lay eggs and gain food. There is a fish in the bird feeder here. Could grab that for my goldeneye. Then we're going to want to play this yellowhammer, so we'll get to play 2 extra birds. The goldeneye is also a nest box bird. And the yellowhammer and the whitethroat are passerine birds. Loads more food from our opponent, which is exactly what we want to see. Carrion crow is nothing we really want. My opponent is almost full up on eggs. Do I want to just force down? I need to gain food. I have all the food I need for these birds. I think I am just going to force down this golden eye. Going down to 3 cherries. Using 3 worms, going down to 5 worms. Keep our wheat. Spend an egg here. That's our last egg. So now if my opponent activates their grassland engine, we'll pick up another egg. We can use to play the yellow hammer or the white throat. We have the food for both. We're going to end up playing both of them. So they're gaining food here. They wanted that fish. Four activations left. So I need eggs. I think... So I need 2 eggs in order to play my 2 birds, and I have 4 activations left. I need to gain food, and I need to lay eggs in order to activate my wagtail and my yellow hammer. So I think I will lay eggs here. Don't need them to go in any particular place. So they're probably going for a wetland bird here for the round goal, and that's especially true for picking up this fish here. That's probably why they grabbed it. But I need to make sure I actually have birds in hand to play. So I could play the yellow hammer off the wagtail and then play the white throat off the yellow hammer and then activate my white throat, laying a bunch of eggs in the forest. So we got a teal power bonanza going on here. Let me see a Wilson snipe. I'd really like to take the draw card action again here. I need to gain food before the end of the round. Let me think about this. Gain food action is the last action I need. I have 3 activations left. So I have a free action. At the end of the round, I can play the yellow hammer off the wagtail. I can then play the white throat off the yellow hammer. That takes 2 eggs, of which I have 3. Then I can activate my white throat. I can also activate my honey buzzard for a ton of worms. So I think I have the leeway here to draw some extra cards. Swayson's hawk. It's not the bird I'm looking for. Willet. We need cavity nest. We need 1 more cavity nest. We need 1 more small bird. We got the small birds on deck. We just need a cavity nest. Says Phoebe. There's a cavity nest, but we don't have the room for it in our forest. We could go with bronzed cowbird here. Another forest cavity nest. Not really what we're looking for. And if I do gain an egg off my golden eye, I have to put it in my forest. but I will be burning off 2 eggs. So there we see a red knot from my opponent. Good bomb from them. They're going to tie the round goal. I need to gain food before the end of the round. And I kind of want to draw cards again. Try to give me some more options. Maybe I see Benelli. If I play Bronze Cowbird, that could grab me another egg to further penalize their good grassland engineer. So I think I might actually do that. I'm going to need 3 eggs then. For my plan here at the end of the round. So I play Yellowhammer, that'll burn up. So this will burn up 1 egg. If I play Yellowhammer, that'll, off the Wagtail, that'll burn up a 2nd egg. But I'll need 2 more eggs then. I need them to take the lay egg action on their last activation. Is that what they're going to do? They could just play another bird in their wetlands, and then that would screw me over. That would disrupt my whole chain of events here with these teal powers. I could play Says Phoebe. It is not a passerine bird. It is not a cavity nest bird. It would lay a 2nd egg on my nightingale. I could burn that egg off of that. This would be a 5, 6, 7, 8-point bird. -1 is 7. Would I have the food I need to do my chain of events? I have the honey buzzard on deck. I would have 1 worm left over, 1 cherry left over. 3 cherries. So that would leave 2 cherries and a wheat. That would leave me the food I need for my play at the end of the round, but I do need to gain food. So I think I will take this opportunity to gain some food here. Let's take the wheat that we need. Do we want to take a couple rats for diversity? Just in case. I think it's more likely I'm going to need the wheat due to the birds I need for my bonus cards. Do I want to discard a card? Let's keep the card in case we see Benelli. There are no worms in the bird feeder. And let's hold off on the food. Because I really don't need it. So let's skip that. A lot of thinking involved with this game. I've never really had a game like this where I've had so many teal powers. I would have really liked to have played this cowbird, but I just can't guarantee. My opponent has the food, the cards, and all the incentive with the round goal to play. Yeah, so they did play a 3rd wetland bird to win the round goal, so I would have lost out on my eggs there. And that would have left me high and dry for what I wanted to do. So let's play this Phoebe. I could play Willet to tie the round goal. With wish I had a better wetland bird than this. So Willet would be 3 there. Doesn't help with my bonus cards. And it would, let's see, we would get 4 points on the tie. So it's minus 2 points to my opponent, plus 1 point there for me. So it would be a 4-point play. 4 points for me and minus 2 for my opponent. Whereas, so that's kind of a 6-point swing. This would be 4 plus 1, 2, 3. So a 7-point gain for me. So it's actually technically 1 point better for me to play the Says Phoebe here. I have all my actions covered. I would have the food I need to do Yellowhammer, Lesser Whitethroat. So let's do that. Burn the egg here. And now we're going to go hog wild with our Teal powers. Couple worms there. Let's play our Wagtail. Or use our Wagtail to play Yellowhammer. Burn off this egg. Play our Whitethroat off the Yellowhammer. Lay eggs in our forest. So that was a pretty cool chain of events. Going into round 4. What's in the tray? So I need to burn off. If I play another grassland bird, I could just use the Yellowhammer or the Whitethroat to lay eggs in my grasslands. And I need, it looks like, so I'm going to be able to play 2 extra birds at the end of the round, and I need to play one to activate my Wagtail and Yellowhammer. So my board is filling up really quick. I need to draw cards for the round. I could play the Stilt. Doesn't help with my bonus cards. I would really like to have another cavity nest here. I have the worms for the Stilt. Barred Owl can't be played. Black Red. Oh, we got Benelli's. So we can throw that in our wetlands. I was looking at Black Red Start, like, oh my gosh, I could lay a ton of eggs, but I'm going to go with Benelli here. Red Start would have been -2. We could have picked up 5. Benelli is just a bigger point bird. So we're going to be able to drop Benelli off one of our Teal Pabs. I could also drop the Stilt. I could drop the Stilt off the Wagtail. Draw 2 cards. Use those cards to drop Benelli off a Yellowhammer. So I need to lay an egg on a cavity nest. That's not the golden eye. So that's going to make it harder to open up my forest. I could drop a Benelli into my grasslands to burn off the extra egg. But also burn off the excuse me, burn off the egg off the Wagtail, so I could then get 5 eggs in my grasslands off my Whitethroat. Starting to lose my voice a little bit here, too much talking. So we got that going on. More free food. Always love to see that. Looks like he repeated. My opponent repeated the Phoebe there. So they're looking to play more birds. They might have a double play coming in the forest here. So I need to lay eggs, gain food, and play a bird. So I could do cowbird, but that just, I could, let's see here, how many activations do they have left? 4? So if I throw it on the cowbird and they lay eggs 4 times, that's 3 spaces on my nightingale, and I'm going to have a hard time keeping my, I'm going to have to pass on 1. They have 4 activations left, and they only have 7 nest spots left, so they're going to have to play more birds here. So I could just play, I could go cowbird, stilt, cowbird, stilt, lay eggs, gain food, and that would be the end of the round. And then I can play Willet and Benelli's. So I need 3 cards for Benelli. 2 will come from the stilt. The Barred Owl will be the 3rd. Maybe I get a good card off the stilt. So I think I am going to play the cowbird here. I really got to thread the needle with this game. Burn these 2 eggs off. And then we can play the stilt next. Then lay eggs and gain food. I really got to work hard to keep this white throat open, so I can lay these 5 eggs. Oh, it's only going to be 4 eggs anyway. I was looking at that with the cowbird. But there's, I could have played Benelli there. But then I would have lost a point. Yeah. Oh well, it's still going to work out fairly well, so I'm just losing a point off the no nest on the cowbird, really. So let's lay an egg here. Let's lay an egg here. Lots of free food. Keep it coming. So they repeated their Phoebe again. Interesting. We have 3 egg spots left. They're probably going to play more birds here. Probably a double play. So I have 3 activations left. I need to lay eggs. I need to gain food. Let's play our stilt. Let's burn this egg off to open up a nest for our golden eye. Seti's Warbler counts as, oh my gosh, there's Moltoni's as well. I don't have the room on the board for it. I'm probably gonna have a full board. I am gonna have a full board here. Amazing. And I could drop Seti's Warbler for the round goal. Wouldn't that be a nice exclamation point? And Seti's Warbler is it Passerine? It is. Too bad it's not also a cavity nest. So, believe it or not, I'm going for the Seti's Warbler. The most powerful of Seti's Warblers. Even if I lose this game, it's been amazing. This is really an incredible Teal-powered game. I've never seen anything like this. I've never played anything like this. So we're gonna max out total birds here. Thanks to the yellowhammer and the wagtail. I need to lay eggs and gain food. And then I can drop Benelli and Seti's Warbler off my 2 teal pabs. What a game. My opponent has a great engine, 3 bonus cards, but I'm feeling pretty good about this game. I'm going to lay 4 eggs off my white throat. And I'm gaining 2 eggs, shaving 2 points off their engine every time they lay eggs. So they got Eastern Imperial. It's kind of a bummer. So that kind of cancels out my Benelli here. So I need a worm and a wheat. I can't afford to get rid of the cherry here. Glad I don't have to worry about Oologist. And I need to take a 0-point gain food action here though, in order to activate my 2 pabs. So if I'd been thinking about that, I could have just gone Benelli there and then gone Seti's Warbler. But I think this way is more fun. I do get I got 5 points there off the lay egg action. That's going to go down to 2.5 average points when I lay eggs, or when I gain food here. And then the efficiency of those actions is going to go way up once I drop Benelli and Seti's Warbler. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me that I did something wrong mathematically, so I can always count on someone for that. But this has been a really fun game. Pick up an extra 2 points there. And we're definitely going to win tiebreakers on the food here. And I don't even really have to feel bad about the excess food, because I'm just going to have just so many birds. So let's flip the bird feeder. We'll pick up a couple worms with my black woodpecker. And we're going to skip. And now we've got a bunch of teal powers on deck here. Such a satisfying game. And we're going to have the incredible Seti's Warbler here at the end, giving us 16 total birds, breaking the board. And there we do see the puffin from my opponent. I wondered if they didn't have that. So big fat bonus card bird at the end is always scary. Honey buzzard, doesn't matter. Let's go with the Benelli. Tuck, tuck, and tuck. And actually, if I had been thinking a little bit more, I could have planned to lay eggs in my wetlands and picked up the extra egg on the Seti's Warbler, but I don't think this is going to be a game of 1 point, so let's just burn these eggs off here. Let's go with the Seti's Warbler. Yeah, I could have, if I had burned 2 eggs off here when I played my cowbird, could have picked up the extra point off my Seti's Warbler. 16 birds played, winning the round goal. Alright, if you like that teal power action, hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. And let's see the score. And stick around after the score, we'll look at my opponent's board and see what their bonus cards were. So they managed to get more bird points than we did, And they did very well on their bonus card points, which is scary. Looks like they're actually going to win this game. Yeah, 133 to 102. Well, you know, incredible game. Good game to Queenfisher. I mean, I really can't complain about this amazing game, but, you know, that's the power of White Stork. It's the power of repeated White Stork. And they had maxed out Wildlife Gardener, 4 points on Rodentologist, good Enclosure Builder, and the 8-point Food Web Expert. So, all right, what an incredible game. Catch you in the next one.